Hey students, this is lesson 2.9. We're going to learn how to solve percent problems using proportions and also to solve percent problems using the percent equation. Go ahead and do the review here. Okay, I'll get back to you. All right, so here's the two ways we're going to solve proportions. One with the percent proportion, where 100, that's going to be the percent out of 100. So the percent out of 100 on one side. And then we're going to call the two parts of the other ratio in the proportion the part and the base. And the base you can think of B as the whole sometimes. And then our percent equation is the part is equal to P percent times the base, or times the whole. And I'll show you how those work here shortly. So we can think of A as the part, and then our percent P goes there, or we can think of it as our P percent times our whole. All right, so solving problem 1 here. We're going to use a proportion here, so A over B is equal to P over 100, and then we can just substitute in the values if we know what they are. We're looking for the percent, so the missing part we're going to have is P, so we're just going to leave that part P over 100, and then we just have to figure out which of these numbers is the part, which is the whole. And since it's out of 90, that's going to be our whole, and so the other number has to be the part. So it's really what we're looking for here is what percent is 63 out of 90. And then we can use cross products here. So 90 times P is equal to 63 times 100. And then divide both sides by 90. And if you want, you can do it all in one shot. Take 63 times 100 divided by 90. And if you did it right, you should get 70. And since our answer is P, the percent, we're going to write down our answer as 70%. All right. Another way we're going to do it is using the percent equation. I'm going to go right into that here. It says what percent of 90 is 76.5, and here's how you use the percent equation. The percent equation is A, the part, is equal to P percent times B, which is the whole. So remember that this is the whole, and this is the part over here. So again, identifying them in the equation, whenever it's out of, that's the whole. And in this one, again, we want to know what percent, so our P is what we're missing here. And then we can substitute the two values in there. So our part is 76.5. That's equal to P percent. Let's just leave it as P times our whole, which is 90. So 90P equals 76.5. And so we're going to divide both sides by 90 here. And so 76.5 divided by 90 is 0.85. That's P. And since it's a percent, we can deal with this a couple ways. If you just know that a percent moves a decimal over 2 places, but to change it to the actual percent, we need it out of 100, so we need to scale it up 100 by multiplying by 100, and so that would be 85%. When you do this a few times, you just naturally know that when you get this decimal for P, you're going to just move the decimal over 2 places to get to the percent. All right, I'm going to let you try that. Try solving this 2 different ways, using proportion and using the equation. All right, another type of percent problem is finding a part, and we're going to do that here. So it says that a sweater that normally costs $49.99 is on sale for 25% off. What is the sale price of the sweater? So let's use the proportion here. And so we have A over B, so part over whole is equal to the percent over 100. And we just have to figure out what, well, here we're given a percent, so we know that that's P. So we're going to put that in for P. And the sweater normally costs $49.99. That is the whole, because that is the whole price. So price without, so that's going to go where B is. And so we get this proportion. And so they're using cross products, and we get 100 times A is equal to $49.99 times 25. And divide both sides by 100. And we get A is equal to $49.99 times 25 divided by 100, which is 12.5. Now that's the discount. A, the part, is the discount at 25%. So to find the sale price, we have to do one more thing. We have to subtract it from the original price. And when we do that, we get $37.49. All right, I'm going to let you try that. Okay, finding a base. 77% of what number is 77? Sometimes when you're doing a problem, I think you should just, if there's an obvious answer, you might want to just answer the question. So I'm actually going to change this a little bit here so it's not quite so obvious. But if it's 77%, that's 77 out of 100 of what number? So the obvious answer here is 100. So I'm going to just change this problem a little, and you can write this down. Let's do this. 25% of what number is 15? And we're going to use a percent proportion to solve this one. So A over B is equal to P over 100. We have our P, so we're going to substitute 25 for P. And we have to think about, is this a part or is that a whole? So of what number is 15? Of what number, that's the whole, so that's the missing part, the B. And so 15 has to be the part. And then we're just going to do 25 times B using cross products equals 15 times 100. Divide both sides by 25. So B equals 15 times 100 divided by 25, and that is 60. So, so 15 out of 60 is the same as 25%. That would be how I check it. All right, I'm going to let you try that. All right, here's a key concept, simple interest. I is the interest, P is the principal, R is the annual interest rate written as a decimal, and T is time in years. Then the interest is equal to the principal times the rate times the time. All right, and when you do the rate here, you have to change it to a decimal. And the way you do that, 2.5% means 2.5 divided by 100, which is 0.025. So to do this problem, we're going to do 100 times the rate, which is 0.025, times the time, which is 6 years. So that would be the calculation we do there. When solving problems of strengths, it's helpful to know fraction equivalents for common percents. I'm going to just leave this here and see if you know these. Go ahead and do as many as you can. I'm going to pause here and you can check back with your answer. All right, using the simple interest formula, it says you deposit $650 in a savings account. That is your principal. That earns a simple interest rate of 5%, that's your rate. You want to keep the money in for 5 years, that's your time. So interest equals principal times rate times time. We're looking for the interest here. So that's I. We're going to multiply 650 times 5%. We have to change 5% to a decimal. We do that by dividing by 100, and that's 0.05. And then we multiply that by the time, which is 5 years. And if you multiply that out, you should get 162.50. That's how much interest you earn in those 5 years, $162.50. All right, I'm going to let you try that. All right, check your answers there. And we're going to do one last problem here. I'm going to let you see if you can figure out this, just give you a challenge, see if you can get it, and share it with the class next time we meet. And also do the lesson check on the next page. And I'll see you tomorrow.